All right, I am here in my safe bunker because the truth is out there and it's scary. We're going to talk a little bit about facts, and let me just shut this door. There was like a weird little echo there. Still a little bit of an echo because I'm in my little safe bunker. But anyway, we're going to talk about the truth and facts, and I think I'm going to really challenge your perception of kind of everything. And actually, I think the more intelligent that you are, the more you're going to question. So it's not one of those things, like, well, I'm pretty smart and I'll figure this all out. I really think you'll question more. So anyway, what are facts? So facts are things that are just true. It's a fact. You can't dispute it because it's a fact. Okay. There are people that think the earth is flat. And if you try to discuss with them, and by discuss, what you're really trying to do is persuade them that the earth is round and not flat, then, because you don't discuss, because if one person says the earth is flat and another person says, you are correct, flat, isn't really a discussion, okay? So when we say discuss, you're really trying to convince them to believe your point of view. Okay, so what are facts and all of that? Okay, what is this? And I'm going to be looking a little off camera so that I can make sure that this is like centered and in focus. Okay, what is this? Okay, it's a cube, right? It's a cube. We can all agree that this is a cube. All right? Pretty simple. Geometry, it's a cube. Okay, now, if I hold it like this, okay, or actually, if I hold it like this, okay, if I say, what is this? Okay, it's now a square, right? Because you aren't seeing the three-dimensional viewpoint of it, the three-dimensionalness of it, okay? It's just a square, okay? If I were to hold it like this, and if I get it just right, okay, that's actually a diamond, isn't it? Okay, because normally you would think of a square being this way, but if we hold it this way, it now becomes a diamond, okay? Now, what happens if I had something like, I have my phone on me because I'm going to need this to look up some things because I'm not a geometrist, a geometry expert. Okay, so I don't know if I can even do this. Okay, so what happens if I covered up a bunch of it? Okay. Actually, what I want to do is that. Yes. Okay. So now, okay, it's actually a pyramid, isn't it? Okay. If I cover up enough of it. Okay. See? There we go. That's what I was going for. Okay. So and that's actually a pyramid because I'm hiding some of it. Okay. So right off the bat, I've put into question, okay, if you could be convinced that this is a cube, okay, so then you would say, well, yes, but you are hiding things. By showing only one side of it, you're hiding that it's a three-dimensional figure, that it's a three-dimensional shape. Okay, yeah, absolutely, sure. So let's look at it a different way, okay? I think everybody with like a, I don't know, third grade math education would know that this is a cube, okay? So what happens if you're in first grade and you don't know that this is a cube? That's the word, okay? you would say, well, it's a block, okay? Or if you were in first grade and really wanted to be smart, you'd say, oh, I know that shape. It's a square, okay? Even though you can see that it's a three-dimensional block, okay? What happens if you didn't even know the word for square, okay? You may say, well, like if you're, I don't know, a toddler, 4 years old, whatever, and you look at it and you go, okay, my grandfather has a wood shop in his garage, and I know exactly what this is. It's a piece of wood. Okay, that would also be true. They wouldn't even know that it would be called a square, right? Okay, so now here's where I need to look up my stuff on a phone because I'm not a geometry expert. Okay, let's say that we go even the further, the opposite direction. Okay, instead of saying you don't know what a cube is, you don't know what a square is, you're like a 4-year-old with very limited vocabulary. Okay, let's go the opposite direction and you're an expert. Okay, if I look it up, okay, this is a hyperrectangle orthotope. It is a rectangular cuboid. Is a 3-dash orthotope. It is a type of prism, is the shape. In geometry, an orthotope, also called a hyperrectangle or a box, that's the technical terminology. But I guess to be smart and to be a geometry expert, you would call it an orthotope, hyperrectangle orthotope. Is the generalization of a rectangle to higher dimensions. Okay, so 3 dimensions, because a rectangle is technically 2-dimensional. So this is whatever that was, a hyperrectangle orthotope. Okay, but then if we go sort of, the next step, okay, sure, so that's what this is, a hyperrectangle orthotope. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Okay, sure, but as we know, all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Okay, so this is some sort of a specialized rectangle isotope, whatever. So we can keep going like levels of facts with this. Okay, so and I have a point, I promise you. Okay, if we take a look, because I'm going to Google something that I'm pretty sure I'm right about. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what I am Googling because I just want to make sure. So while you're waiting, be sure to subscribe. Click on the little subscribe link. So let's see. Okay. Okay, I am just trying to find something that will prove my point. Because, isn't that what people do with facts anyway? Sort of massage them to prove their point. And when I get to my thing here, okay, so if I was to go to a geometry expert in the Czech Republic and ask him what shape this was, okay, in Czechoslovakian, his answer would be, if this works, why isn't it saying what I'm... There we are. Okay, he would say this.
Chrysler.
Chrysler, whatever that is. Okay, so what I did was I Googled cube. I was thinking, I first Googled cube in French, and it was like cube. I'm like, okay, well, that's pretty close. So cube in, I think I then Googled like Italian, and it was cube. I'm like, okay, that's still pretty close. Cube in Japanese, and it was like cube or something. So I was like, okay, wait a minute, what? So I finally found one that sounds nothing like the word cube, okay? So if you were a geometry professor in the Czech Republic, well, no, you're not. If you were to ask a geometry professor in the Czech Republic what this is, okay, to him, this is not a cube. It's whatever that word was. Okay, so I massaged facts to make this not a cube, right? Okay, but now let's talk about what the fact is, okay? Here in English, okay, in the English language, this shape is a cube. Why? Why is it a cube? Okay? It's a cube because somebody said, this thing we're going to call a cube. And that's the word, that's the term. And if you don't like it, come up with something else. So nobody did, or people did and got shunned by society, or who knows, whatever. But everybody agreed, all right, cube. I like it. Short, concise, to the point. Kind of fun to say, cube. This is a cube. We're all agreeing. We have a cube. Okay. So the fact that this is a cube is really based on the agreement that we all agree this is a cube. So my real question is this in fact a cube? Okay? I've already shown you all different ways that I can change this so that your perception of it may not be a cube. Okay? I may hide things. I may show you only part of it, things like that. You may not have the terminology to call it a cube, to understand that that's the word, cube. So then it may not be a cube to you. If you speak a different language, it's not a cube. Okay, it's something else. Something could be lost in translation. If you've ever played around with like the online translators or something, and you type in like a little phrase, like, I don't know, my dog likes to chew on bones, and translate it to another language, and then translate that to a third language, and then translate it back to your original language, in my case, English. It comes back as something, as something not the original phrase or sentence that I typed in. So like that game Telephone when you're a kid, something gets lost being translated, okay? So even though a guy in Czechoslovakia may know what he means by this, by the time it gets back to me, it may not be the word cube. So it could be something different. So facts, the earth is flat, okay? Do I know the earth is flat? Let's be perfectly honest, I do not. Right? I mean, I've never been in space. I've never seen the entirety of the earth to know that it is in fact round, okay? But people that have seen it, people that know how to test things and measure things and blah, 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 it's science stuff that I don't understand, have said the earth is round. And enough people have agreed on that that has become the fact. Okay? So I suppose the other direction, because I don't know if it's round or flat. Okay? And you know, unless you're like an astrophysicist or whatever, you probably don't know either. But enough people have said it, enough people that seem to know what they're talking about, have all been in agreement, so we now accept it as fact. But how about the people that believe it's flat? They say, oh, well, it's this, it's that, and you know, you can prove this, and they have their own theories and their own proof. And then when they say, and I see this on social media, I think it's called an echo chamber, where somebody will say like the earth is flat, and all of their friends who share their beliefs will go, you are correct, yes, earth is flat, round earthers are crazy. Like, I mean, think of that, earth being a ball, like we'd all, you know, roll off the end and like, so they're reinforcing their fact that the earth is flat. So if enough people believed that, then wouldn't that be the truth? Wouldn't that be the fact? So it really makes me wonder kind of about everything. Like, this is a cube only because we've all agreed that this is a cube. And that's it. That is the only reason that this exists as a cube, is because we've all agreed that this is a cube. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure where I went with all of this, except just to kind of question, like, what is a fact? I mean, to me, a fact is just something that somebody stated that exists in some form, and we all agree on it. Like, I mean, my shirt is black. Like, why? Because we just all agreed that that's what it is. And that seems kind of a flimsy pretext for something to be a fact. But unfortunately, I can't think of any other way to go about it. So I guess I'm just going to go with the fact that we all agree this is a cube. Therefore, in fact, it is a cube. So, I don't know. Subscribe, do all that jazz. Discord, I have a Discord thing, whatever that is. My son says it's cool, I should do it, so he did it, and I'm just copying and pasting the link into the videos. But subscribe, do all of that stuff, and definitely comment, because I want to know what you guys think of the idea that this is only a fact, this is a cube only on the fact that we all agree that it's a fact that it's a cube. That sounds kind of weird. Sounds like it's make-believe. But let me know what you think. Thanks.